What's up, everyone? Welcome to episode 2 of my series, Video Bootcamp. My name is Kyle Fields. Video Bootcamp is a series going from the very beginning of the basics of video all the way up to professional filmmaking and the like and beyond. This episode is going to be all about the production process. So planning, shooting, and editing. Let's go through it. And the production process is a lot like a sandwich. You have the bread, which is the base. You start off in pre-production. You have the meat, and then you have post-production, which is the end of the bread. Whenever I make a sandwich, my first decision is the meat, because that's what the sandwich revolves around. And in terms of production, you're not gonna start pre-production without production in mind, and you can't do post-production without any production. So let's start off with the meat of the production process, production. This video is going to be a general overview of the production process. In later videos, I'm gonna go more into detail what the production process looks like at each stage or each level of your skills, starting from beginner, prosumer to professional. The production stage has a lot of different elements. We have gear, location, talent, crew, call time, shooting order, schedule, location. There's a ton of different elements that go into production, as well as just the actual shooting itself, which is a whole nother can of worms. Shot types, the directing, all of that different stuff. Production is obviously a huge part of the process. And now on to the next stage of the production process, which is actually chronologically the first thing you do, which is pre-production, which is essentially planning everything that you have to do in production and pre-production. It can take a lot of time. A lot of beginners out there will think that pre-production is a waste of time. You know, why don't you just go out and shoot and figure it out as you go? You'll spend less time planning and more doing. I also thought that, but we have all been there, experienced video makers and filmmakers where pre-production, A, would have helped out a ton and saved a ton of time, or B, they learned the value of pre-production, as I have. Pre-production is super important because yes, it does take time, but when you actually get on set, your production will run much smoother. You'll be more efficient. You'll know exactly what's going on, when and where and who, and everything is going to be planned out depending on how in-depth you go on with pre-production. And it's especially important when you get more crew and talent. The more people that are involved, the more planning is imperative. When you're out shooting by yourself, you're like, I'm gonna go shoot a nature video, right? Just no talent, you're gonna go out on your town and shoot it. When you're by yourself, you don't really need to do any pre-production because no one else is really involved, unless you want to plan out your shots and everything. But as soon as you get someone else, you get a talent or a camera op or sound guy, you need to coordinate schedules. You need to know exactly what they'll be doing, the types of shots, the gear that would be involved for the types of shots. All of that stuff is planned out in pre-production. Typically in larger productions, the producer will do a ton of the pre-production work when it comes to logistics, contacting business owners or location owners, local governments for locations, coordinating schedules of the crew and talent, figuring out and making checklists of gears for the type of shots. That's what a producer will do. And also in larger productions, directors and writers will be writing the script. A lot of times directors will also be a writer, or sometimes there's different. It depends on how involved your production and how big it is, but they will then write the script. In addition to the script, there is the storyboard, which in my opinion is the #1 most important thing you can do in pre-production to save you time on set. Yes, the script is important, and a lot of times you need a script to do a storyboard. Sometimes you can even get away with doing a storyboard without a finished script. Having a shot list and being able to look at what your film is going to be looking like and the types of things that you need in each shot or the camera movements. As a director, that information is invaluable, and like everything, you can always change it on the spot. In larger productions, storyboards are also important because some directors keep it to themselves and they get away with it because they're big established movie makers. But when you get other people, you need everyone to know what's going on, what you're looking for, what exactly you want to do with your film, video, or what have you. So storyboards, very, very important. And if it's for other people, do more than just draw stick figures. We'll go more in depth with different camera movements and different camera shots that you would plan out on a storyboard in a later video. So don't stress if you're sitting there thinking, what type of shots should I do? How am I supposed to visualize this? We'll get to that. Just know that storyboard is my number one most important thing involving pre-production. And the last stage of the production process, which is post-production. Taking what you shot, processing it, and publishing it. But practically, it's once the camera stops rolling, everything you do until it's published for consumption and other people can view it. That is post-production. Like any other step in the production process, the scale and time of this stage depends on the size of your project. For a smaller project or beginner, post-production might involve just throwing the clips together and putting some music on there. But for larger projects like big feature films, this process can actually take years. According to some guy on Quora.com, Avatar, not The Last Airbender, the one about the blue aliens, that movie that was mostly made in post-production took 2 years to complete. So post-production, depending on the size of the project, can take a very long time, a lot of people, and a lot of money. But to put simply, post-production is editing all your footage, putting it all together, and publishing it. You might include marketing your project as a part of post-production, but it's not really relevant at this point. So that's my video on the production process. More of an intro, not really applied to anything practical at this point, but being aware of how films are made in the process that is involved from start to finish is very important, and something that is one of the things that you need to learn and be exposed to at the start. So if you haven't seen episode 1 of Video Bootcamp about the camera, you can click the link in the description or at the end card of this video. The next video will be about story. So we'll have the camera, we'll have the production process, and the basics of writing and telling a great, compelling story. As usual, if you have anything to add to this video, leave it in the comment section down below. Subscribe to get more video boot camps. If you're not watching this in the playlist, then there is a playlist for Video Bootcamp that has examples and a ton of unlisted videos that will just go nice, neatly in order. My name is Kyle, and I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one.